Hello, everyone. This is Latoya with Vacates with Claudie Mays. So I wanted to just do a video on why I named my company Claudie Mays. All right. So first of all, I just want to give some tips, some marketing tips. I do have an MBA, and when you are a business manager or you have a business, you have to learn marketing, you have to learn operations management, and you have to learn finance. I concentrated on marketing. I'm really good at marketing. I could do jingles, I could do commercials, and I do a lot of it for my business. And so when you name your company, I just want to give a few tips. You want something that you can define, right? Nobody knew what Nike was before it was Nike, right? It's a name that nobody never heard of, and they defined it, right? They made the definition for a Nike by telling people about it and getting the word out. You want to make sure that your name is not hard to spell. And part of that is syllables, right? The most successful companies and business is not hard. Just go look at what companies are doing and follow and do it. And you can see people do it all the time, right? There is a replica Fashion Nova. There's a replica. Somebody tried to replicate the crayon case, and they tried to do the same thing because that's what people do. They just copy off the next business. So you want to make sure that it's three syllables: Amazon or less, Walmart, right? Nike, Reebok. It's like dun 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 dun. You want it to be easy to pronounce, easy to spell. Um, and you want to make sure that you can get the .com for it. So do your research, make sure it doesn't exist, obviously. And I wanted to make sure that I can get ClaudieMays.com, vacates with ClaudieMays.com, belongs to me. We're working on our copyrights right now. Very expensive and tedious process. Um, and so those are my um, tips for naming your business. Oh, one thing I wanted to say is don't limit your business name. A lot of people, I'm seeing you guys are making that mistake. You are calling your company the catering business or the shoe company or the this company. Make it a name, right? Claudie Mays is a name that I define as my vacation company. um People actually think it's my name. They call me and say, "Hello, can I speak to Claudie Mays?" um but Amazon is a perfect example. Amazon was a bookstore. It was a bookstore. If they had called their company the bookstore or Amazon the bookstore, they wouldn't have been able to grow into the company that they are. So make it something that you can do other stuff. You have to be able to grow. When COVID happened and travel got shut down, I used my company to do other things. I got into the financial industry. I sell insurance. I sell permanent whole life insurance. Um, and I'm helping people build wealth for their kids. I do child savings accounts. Like I can take my company and make it wherever I want. I'm keeping it as vacations. I started doing the insurance stuff under my name, but in order for my LLC not to just be sitting there, I started doing different stuff. I started selling t-shirts. You see t-shirts behind me. I sell aprons. I do customize different stuff. So you don't have to, don't limit your business name. That's just something that I wanted to say. All right. So the name of my company is pretty simple. It's my mother's name. So my mother's name is Claudia May. I'm gonna, and all I did was add a Z in the middle. And I wanted it to be like it belonged to her. So I had to decide how I was going to spell it. So remember, one of the tips was don't make your name hard to spell, right? You want it to sound like it spells. Now, her name is Claudia May, but on her birth certificate and her death certificate, she passed away in 1992 when I was 10 years old. And this is how my grandmother spelled it. So her name was spelled like this. What just happened? No, that's not what I want to do. It was spelled like this. So her name is Claudia May Myers. And so I wanted it to be like it belonged to her. So Claudia Mays, like you have to do an apostrophe S, right? Because it belongs to someone. But I realized that if I just stuck a Z in here, it would be easier for people to pronounce and spell, right? So let's see it together side by side. And so that became Claudia May, Claudia Mays. Now I realized that people who don't know my mother, because this is how she spells her name, Claudy, they wouldn't say Claudia. Now my family says Claudia Mays because my family called my mother by her name, which was Claudia. And I realized that this sounds like Claudie. And so it's Claudie Mays. My company is Claudie Mays. And I realized when I was doing the jingle, like I said, I'm good at marketing. I did a jingle for it. Claudie Mays, get your vacays. And I'm going to play it on here so y'all can see. Get your vacays at Claudie Mays. It's amazing vacays. And I made a whole rap for it. And I had somebody, it was a rap, but I had somebody actually sing it for me. And I realized that it rhymes with vacays. Um, and then it became vacays with Honey Mays. So it's really simple. We are a full service travel agency. We book everything, every single thing you need for your vacation. We do cruises. I'm doing a lot of long haul trips. We started with the niche of all inclusive vacations and cruises. And I am very specialized in those things. So I started branching out. I started doing Europe and I'm doing Africa. Um, I'm doing Dubai. There's a lot of things that I can do. And I specialize in groups. So if you have a group of people going somewhere, um, and you don't want to be aggravated, right? You don't want to be aggravating with figuring out who paid what and this and that. We do payment plans. And so this is the name. Now, what's weird is that I didn't find out that my mother spelt her name this way until she died. When my mother, one time my mother had some certificates and it was spelled Claudia. It was spelled Claudia like that. And I remember having a conversation with her and I said, is your name Claudia or Claudia? Because I know my family call you Claudia. And she said that she hated her name. She was named after her uncle Claude, and she always thought it was a boy's name. And so people who she met in the street, they would either call her Miss Penny or they would call her Claudia. And she would tell them that her name was Claudia. I had this conversation with her, and she said that she hated. She knew that her family called her Claudia, and that was fine. She was Claudia. She knew she was Claudia, but to outsiders, she just liked the name Claudia. She thought it was feminine. She thought that Claude was a boy's name. She was named after a man, and they didn't even try to change the name to make it feminine. They just called her Claude or Claudia. So, yeah, so she liked the name Claudia. So, fun tip. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. And I hope that you will visit my website, vacateswithclaudiemays.com. And you can see all the stuff that we do. I'm adding things every single week to the website. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Oh, don't forget to pray.